we're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM, see it happen.
CVM News at 7 headlines Friday, brought to you by SuperMed Family of Pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy, SuperMed.
Start saving for your golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, cartel's fate to be decided come June. Moving on up, government pumps millions into JUTC. Budget battles, budget error sparks fresh debates. And also this evening, a turn for the worst. Trelawney resident who fell into a pit dies. In the business report, sales are down. Online shopping affects sales at local department stores. While in sports, Jamaica Scorpions face uphill battle against Harpy Eagles.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm TK Dawkins.
And I'm Carolyn Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Friday, April 12, 2024. In this development, incarcerated dancehall entertainer Adidja Vybz Cartel Palmer will soon know if his now infamous murder conviction will earn a retrial. Justice MacDonald Bishop issued a directive on Friday, setting the stage for a pivotal hearing concerning the possibility of a retrial for Cartel and his co-accused Sean Campbell, Kahira Jones and Andre St. John. The proceedings, scheduled to commence on June 10, are anticipated to span 5 days, marking a critical juncture in this long-standing legal saga. Now, the UK's Privy Council quashed Vybz Cartel's murder conviction in March due to juror misconduct. Jamaica's highest appeal court also cited a material irregularity in the trial judge's handling of a tainted juror. The case was later remitted to the Jamaican Court of Appeal.
Justice MacDonald Bishop's directive requires both appellants and respondents to make detailed skeleton submissions complete with supporting authorities within designated timelines. A skeleton alignment is a concise, user-friendly document filed with the court and exchanged between parties before a court hearing. It provides a clear and concise introduction to the case for the judge, setting out the points to be argued with cross-references to relevant documents and authorities. Appellants are required to furnish their submissions accompanied by a comprehensive chronology of pertinent events no later than May 6. Similarly, respondents are mandated to have their skeleton arraignment by May 31. Vybz Cartel has been fighting to overturn his 2014 murder conviction. Cartel was convicted following the disappearance of his associate Clive Lizard Williams, whose body is still missing.
Also on Friday, legislators sparred over an arrow in the country's trillion-dollar budget, which caused the House on Wednesday to pass a bill that's by law unconstitutional. The opposition's call for accountability drew criticism from the government, which accused them of sensationalism. Here's Ramon Gordon with the details.
Amendments to the appropriations bill hit a momentary snag on Friday after opposition lawmakers raised concerns over the circumstances that necessitated the change. Parliamentary convened on Tuesday to correct an error in the appropriations bill, also called the budget. The appropriations or spending bill outlines how much money the government can spend on various programs over a specified period, typically a fiscal year. The error in question included amounts related to statutory expenditure or non-discretionary government spending for things like education, infrastructure, and healthcare. Section 163 of the Constitution prohibits the House of Representatives from voting on such expenditures.
Is there a resignation on the card for this monumental blunder.
That's opposition Senator Lambert Brown. In his first appearance in the Senate after several weeks, following news of a hospitalization and his subsequent recovery, the lawmaker lashed the unprecedented gaffe as a major embarrassment. He demanded assurances.
The courts have been zealously doing its duty of monitoring our work of Parliament. I need the safeguard that the Attorney General did signal that this bill was constitutional.
Leader of government business in the upper house, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, described the mistake as a transcription error, an explanation which the opposition rubbished as insufficient. The government then launched a defensive.
I don't want us to politicize unfairly something that in the normal course of putting these documents together could have happened to anyone under any administration.
I want to say that I feel very badly for the team listening to the opposition this morning, because every word I know that they uttered about blunder and who need humbling and all of these things, which are clearly very much directed at the minister. When you look at the work that is actually necessary and the work that you are criticizing, you are putting your effort in the wrong place.
Barring opposition pushback, the bill passed committee stage without further amendments. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Although no longer a member of the House, former clerk to the Houses of Parliament, Valerie Curtis, continues to spark conversation. In the Senate today, her name was referenced for the second time in as many days. This time when the opposition pointed out what it describes as the government's hypocrisy. More from Ramon Gordon.
The opposition today slammed the government for what it perceives as hypocrisy over its treatment of the former clerk to the Houses of Parliament, Valerie Curtis. The declaration followed criticism from Government Senator Apka Fitz-Henley, who has criticized the opposition of attempting to throw civil servants under the bus over its inquiries into a since-corrected error in the appropriations bill. Opposition Senator Peter Bunting accused the government of having a double standard.
The member of the same government who is now talking about it's unbecoming to attack a civil servant doesn't see the irony that on this very same day when we are honoring Ms. Curtis, that this issue of a letter of reprimand unlawfully issued and issued when she was on the eve of retirement, in the twilight of her career as a public servant.
Bunting went further, condemning recent media reports he perceives as inflammatory.
We see the hit job being performed on Ms. Curtis by a certain media house.
Nationwide, man.
By a certain media house, by these leaks.
The latest conflict in Gordon House follows a non-response from Information Minister Robert Morgan when asked to respond to calls to have House Speaker Juliet Holness withdraw the now controversial letter sent to Curtis. He was fielding questions from the media at a post-cabinet press briefing following a similar quarrel in the lower house just a day prior. Morgan had called the development immaterial, drawing further condemnation from the opposition, which accused the minister of arrogance. The Senate today formally paid a tribute to Curtis while acknowledging the ascension of new clerk Colleen Lowe. Lowe appeared in the Senate for the first time in her new role today. She was appointed on April 8.
Ms. Lowe brings to the position a wealth of experience, and it is hoped that she will continue to apply to the administration of Parliament the experience that she has gained in her many and varied positions.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Now, as the cost of living continues to squeeze household budgets, many are looking to hold on to as much of their earnings as possible. However, with recent increases in taxi fare and another expected soon, citizens have been demanding the government pump significant resources into the state-owned bus company to reduce the daily cost of transportation. In response, over $1 billion was allocated in the past year to bolster the JUTC's resources. Natalia Clarke tells us more.
$1.65 billion. That's how much the government has spent on the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC to add 70 new buses to the fleet from July last year to May this year.
When you look at the 50 buses that came in last year, July, that were ordered under the stewardship of Minister Montego and then Minister Shaw, that was 50 buses, 45 diesel and 5 electric, at a value of $1 billion. These 20 CNG, $650 million. That would be $1.65 billion that has been returned to the people of Jamaica.
12 of the compressed natural gas CNG buses rolled in this week. CNG reduces harmful vehicle exhaust gas emissions like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other suspended particles. Another 2 buses, the Transport Minister Vybz says, should arrive in May and will be specially outfitted for members of the disabled community. The momentum continues with plans for an additional 100 buses, which is anticipated to significantly boost the JUTC's capacity and ease the burden on commuters.
That the 100 buses that I committed, CNG buses, are now in production. Deposits have been made, and they will be in production between April 5th and May 10th, which means they will leave China at the end of May and arrive here by the end of June for July, and then, of course, back to school in September.
Minister Vybz says another $4.5 billion will be used by fiscal year 2026 to fulfill Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke's budget debate promise to bolster the country's transportation infrastructure with 330 new buses.
The total spend with the 100 buses, the 70 buses before, and the 230 buses would be almost $10 billion to one entity to provide good transportation for the traveling public.
The minister, who has held the post since May 2023, says he will remain steadfast in his commitment to addressing the sector's demands. Natalia, Clarke, CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue in just a moment.
CVM News at 7 headlines Friday, brought to you by Supermed Family of Pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
So I'm at a party vibing with a 10. At least I hope it's a 10. But I'm not sure because my contacts fell down the bathroom sink, so I can't see a thing. I don't know what to do. What I do know, though, is the smell of KFC hot wings. Delicious, irresistible wings I can enjoy with my eyes closed. KFC hot wings, a wing for the win.
Hey, thanks for telling us about Flow Yarden Road. We saved a whole lot. And the internet at home, bam, is so fast. And we just love the unlimited social media.
Yeah, man. We told you so.
And we added smart Wi-Fi. So now, bam, the whole house has full signal.
We told you so.
We just had to get Hub TV with the voice control remote. Bam! And all our favorite channels and streaming apps in one place.
We told you so. Flow Yarden Road, it's the one for all.
I feel with Fosca, made in Jamaica. Porridge, oats, oatmeal, cornmeal with banana.
Yo, proud of we culture, yes, we love Fosca. Only for protein, good source of fiber.
Made in Jamaica, we love with Fosca.
We have to prosper with our Fosca. Good for the sugar level and the blood pressure.
Love my family, me love my Fosca. I feel with Fosca, I feel with Fosca. We love with Fosca, I feel with
Fosca. Welcome back to CVM News at 7. It was a busy day in the St. Elizabeth Police Division where 2 guns were seized and 3 people arrested in 2 operations. Natalia, Clarke has the details.
As the St. Elizabeth Police, under the leadership of Acting Superintendent Coleridge Minto, ramp up efforts to cripple crime and rid the streets of criminals, targeted operations in the area persist. On April 12, 2 operations were conducted. The latter resulted in the death of a man and a firearm seizure. This follows an alleged attack on the police by men in the Grassman community situated in the Braes River area.
Approach of the lawmen at this premises. 3 men fired at the police. The men ran in separate directions in the bushes. The police returned fire. 1 man was hit and was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead.
A search ensued for the other men and weapons the police believe are in the area.
It is believed that these men are responsible for a number of armed robberies across the parish, and so we will be conducting further investigation. Another suspect has been held in this operation, and he will be taken to the Black River CIB for further processing.
In the day's first operation in Brinkley near Junction, the police seized another gun and arrested 2 people, including a female teenager. The pair is also believed to be connected to lottery scamming.
The .44 Smith & Wesson Magnum was found inside the toilet tank, along with 1 live round. 2 persons were arrested, a male and a female, the female being a teenager, student of a prominent high school. Both were taken into custody and will be further processed.
Officer Minto assures residents the police will be relentless in their efforts to rid the streets of illegal firearms and those involved in illicit activities. Natalia, Clarke, CVM News.
Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, has condemned Thursday's killing of 18-year-old Dimmere Salmon. Reports suggest around 7 p.m., Salmon and several others were along Hart Street in the vicinity of Foreigners Restaurant when unknown assailants pounced upon them and opened gunfire. Salmon was reportedly shot in the abdomen. Another man was shot in the back, while another was injured while escaping. Salmon was pronounced dead on arrival at the Cornwall Regional Hospital, and the other men are being treated. Mayor Vernon describes the deceased as hardworking.
Based on my experience with that young man, the least I can say is that it is very upsetting. I know him to be a very hard-working young man. As a matter of fact, he was working all day yesterday. He's a cabinet maker, and he was working right throughout the day, and then I understand that in the evening, he was killed. It's very unfortunate. I mean, he had ambitions. Spoke with him even last week, Friday, and he had plans to balance out with more work and to invest more in the cabinet business and to, carve out a future for himself. And when we have our youngsters in the communities who have ambition and are willing to work, he's a hard worker, and to carve out that kind of future for themselves, they need the support, and certain things should not, prevent them from realizing that future.
Though Minister with responsibility for water, Matthew Samuda, has been touring water systems in several parishes to evaluate the current water systems, Shadow Minister on Water, Ian Hales, says the government is lacking a plan. But the minister did not let that slide. Trisha Gay Kelly reports.
It's like how they don't have any plan for crime. They don't have a plan for crime. They don't have one for water.
People's National Party PNP spokesperson on water, Ian Hales, is accusing the government of not having a plan for the country's water systems. This as he referenced the Rapid Response Unit created by the PNP over a decade ago to address ongoing concerns regarding any lack of the day-to-day necessity. Hales says as soon as the Jamaica Labour Party JLP gained power in 2016, they abandoned the plan.
They dismantled the Rapid Response Unit. The unit had 39 trucks that we spend billions of dollars for in ensuring that nobody price gouge and charge you extra money to truck water. And the government would have the capacity to truck the water to you at no cost to you, and nobody can overcharge you.
The Western Westmoreland PNP chairman went even further to suggest the government's crime plan is non-existent, adding it's been a similar approach in tackling the water issue. Hill's claims were, however, rubbished by Minister with responsibility for water, Matthew Samuda, who on Friday in Senate turned Hale's words right back at him.
Person should remember that we got all of a year out of those trucks because they were not fit for purpose for Jamaica's terrain. The gearboxes did not work. That the government even explored legal action in trying to recover the funds because of that. So sharing something that collapsed under a former PNP administration and trying to put it on this administration is quite something.
The project was implemented by former Minister of Water, Dr. Carl Blythe. Senator Samuda labels it a legacy of failure.
The rapid response system was a disaster, but it was also fraught with audit challenges and several corruption allegations, Mr. President. And it was shut down by this administration to cut off a ridiculous feeding tree for the former administration's political activism. We're not taking back. We're not taking it back. That's a fact, Mr. President.
He says the government is working with a more efficient plan and referenced the annual purchasing of trucks, with 8 being bought last year, another 8 this year, and an additional 8 to come in 2025. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
A 72-year-old man is dead after spending weeks in the hospital, paralyzed after reportedly falling in a trench outside his home. His family members are now seeking answers as the troublesome trench is believed to have been dug by the municipal corporation. CVM News understands prior to the incident, complaints were made surrounding the challenges posed by the trench. Here's Celine Campbell with more.
This was how 72-year-old Coral Brissett of Jacksontown, Trelawney would exit his home daily. The trench that prevents Brissett from easily walking across is said to have been dug by the Trelawney Municipal Corporation. Family and community members say Brissett made several trips to the corporation, complaining about the inconvenience caused by the trench.
I know much time I got Parish Council and tell them about it, tell them say, I think them saying couldn't build not even a bridge there. The last time he go and come back, him said them saying can't build a bridge.
But on Saturday, March 23, Brissett made his final exit. It's reported that the returning resident fell into the trench, fractured his neck, and was paralyzed from the waist down.
The youth will bring him up because the youth carry him coming up. So the youth let him off and did a wait on him. So the youth say, he turn the car and I watch him see him while turning the car. And then he like him, I say, I take time drive, I watch him. And so when him look, him not see him. He just disappear. And he must say, wait, him not going so quick. So when he come out of the car and look, him see him. So him call we know, because I try to take him up, but him couldn't imagine him, because he's a big person. So him call we know, and I say, he want to help him drop in at the hole.
Brissett spent roughly 2 weeks in the Cornwall Regional Hospital fighting for his life. But on Thursday, April 11, he lost that battle. His daughter Maxine says the family was in the process of transferring Brissett to a hospital in the United Kingdom for continued care.
Because Dad couldn't move, he couldn't breathe unaided. So all the organisations that we looked at said that he would need an air ambulance and a medical team and respiratory equipment to travel with him from the hospital here to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, where we reside.
Loved ones now mourn his loss.
Losing him now, it's not only hard on the family, but on the community at large. Because he's a good person and a people person. Everybody in the community loves him.
Celine Campbell for CVM News.
Stay with us. Andrew Laidley is standing by with our business report.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge.
Don't worry. At Courts, we got you. Or maybe you're ready to turn your home entertainment up a notch? That means a larger TV and soundbar? We got you. Excited about making your new home feel more like you? We've got you. Need a better mattress for more restful sleep? We've got the size and comfort that's right for you. So shop today and pay later. Whatever you need, we've got you. Courts, bringing value home.
Creamy delight, so much flavor inside. Healthy and light, Pasquale tastes so nice. Fill your body upright with the goodness of life. Healthy and light, Pasquale tastes so nice. So nice.
Pasquale is a line of shelf-stable yogurt for both adults and kids. Rich in essential nutrients, zinc, protein, and calcium. Non-GMO, no preservatives, and gluten-free.
Healthy and light, Pasquale tastes so nice. So nice.
Hi, I'm Celine Gordon, host of Holy Road.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy John Mark Wigan, host on the show Holy Road. Listen, people need to know what's happening in the churches and in ministry in all of Jamaica. It's an absolute blessing. We're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM, see it happen.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Report. I'm Andrew Laidley. With more Jamaicans going online to purchase commodities and household items, local businesses that do not have an online presence are starting to feel the economic pinch. At least one local department store owner is opening up about the challenges. With the government raising the de minimis value for imports, more Jamaicans are looking online for their household items. This means less customers are walking into local stores. Managing Director for Lloyd's Department Store, Anthony Pearson, now admitting that the pressure is on.
It's becoming more and more challenging. I wouldn't kid you otherwise. It's and you see, everybody's so aware of prices everywhere in the world now that everything is a click away. And it just makes you have to be just that much more creative and innovative to hold the customers that you have.
Mr. Pearson cautioned that there's no return policy in Jamaica for online purchases.
Return policy in the States is very easy. You buy it, you send it back, them no cost to you. But for here, you import something, you buy it online, you have to eat it.
With that said, he stressed that there's a level of reliability involved in being able to see and touch before making a purchase.
It's becoming more and more difficult to convince them to come in and buy in the brick and mortar than to do it online. But still, there's nothing like what I call, feel and touch. You come, you feel, you touch, you look, and you make your purchase.
According to Statista.com, e-commerce in Jamaica is on track to exceed annual revenues of $1 billion by 2025, with 1.2 million Jamaicans engaging in online transactions. Now, country manager for Inter-Caribbean Airways, Carol Fox, has hinted that the company is assessing whether more flights are needed within the region as the demand for service continues to rise.
We're not short in terms of fleet and making that connectivity. There are 3 flights per week from Barbados into Jamaica. Initially, that's what we've started out with, and we have noticed that there has been such an increase that we are looking on the numbers to see whether or not we stay with the 3 flights per week.
And that's your business report. Up next is the market summary, and do stay tuned with more CVM News at 7 with Carlin and TK after the break.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tammy.
And we are the Mitchells. You can watch Meet the Mitchells right here on CVM TV every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, you guys don't want to miss it. We will be having new episodes every week, so definitely follow along with our family.
Meet the Mitchell family.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're the sugar to my